you grew up in Tullahoma, Tennessee, population 17,000. I did look that up. What is your favorite childhood memory together?
There's so many. Honestly, just playing sports. If I had to put it in perspective and without, singling out one memory, just growing up playing sports together. We played football together, baseball together, basketball together, soccer together. We're only 11 months apart, so just being able to do that with my brother, and get out there and have fun out on the field, that was probably the best memories growing up.
Yeah. I mean, we're a baseball family or a sports family. I could say, that's what we revolved around, going to the ballpark or ball field. So that's like some of the greatest memories we have growing up to Tullahoma for sure.
Is there a brother story that you would like to come clean about now that maybe the parents don't know about?
Oh man, that's a tough one. I don't know. We used to sneak around a little bit, but for the most part, we was always our parents were on top of us, so it was kind of tough to move around, without them knowing. So they pretty much know all the tricks we got up our sleeves. So that's tough. Yeah.
I've done things like that with my brother. We'll start talking about something my mom didn't have a clue about, and she'll finally just say, "I don't even want to know. Just don't even tell me."
Yeah.
What is your earliest baseball memory that you have?
For me, it goes back to like T-ball. I remember my dad just being out there, even like I said, even with Justus. We was out there in the front yard playing catch, running around, playing wiffle ball. Throwing the football around, playing tackle football on the trampoline, shooting basketball in the yard, skateboarding, anything.
I remember just being out in the front yard because that's kind of where it all started. We was little, just out in the front yard. Both our parents would hit us, fly balls or throw the ball to us. Or, we'd hit rocks across the street, which we'd get in trouble for doing, things like that. I mean, those are good times. But the first memory, definitely those out in the backyard, just the homemade videos and stuff of us out in the yard throwing. Can't hardly hit the ball yet, but those were good times for sure.
Do you remember your first glove?
Oh yeah, it was a Rollins. I can't remember what kind of Rollins it was. It was the old plastic Rollins glove. It's still at the house somewhere, I'm sure, probably.
Yeah, I think Jordan had a soccer game one time when we were younger, and I'm left-handed, Jordan's right-handed, so they make the right-handed gloves are more common. So coming up, the left-handed gloves, they were just kind of unheard of type thing, unless you had the money to, get you a nice one. But I was at my brother's soccer game, and this guy actually found a brand new Worth, which was in Tullahoma, the baseball company. It was a brand new Worth left-handed glove that he found out of the dumpster, actually. And we cleaned it off a little bit, and it was pretty much good as new. And I used that as my first glove for the first couple of years. So
that's awesome. Yeah, I remember mine was a Barry Larkin signed black Rawlings. That's one I remember absolutely. Who was your favorite baseball player or athlete growing up?
For me, probably have to be David Price. He got he's well known around y'all's part up there, but David Price, he was the guy that I've started watching when he went to Vanderbilt. That was when I started paying attention a little bit more to the game of baseball and learning the game of pitching and things like that. And I started watching him when he was at Vandy and kind of trying to imitate my game after him, model my game after him. And I just love the way he attacked guys and played the game. And he's an incredible role model and incredible person. So.
Yeah, my favorite athlete growing up was Vladimir Guerrero. He was an outfielder. Yeah. The reason I loved him, he always got the job done. He might not look the coolest or did it, but when he came up to bat, he got his job done. He did his job, and I loved him for that. And that was my favorite one growing up.
And never used batting gloves. I remember.
Never used batting gloves.
Never did.
Just raw.
That's it. And he had an absolute cannon. I remember he was something to watch. Absolutely, both of those guys were. So you both attended Tullahoma High School, home of the Wildcats. Get to the baseball part. Who is a teacher that made big impact on you?
I probably have to say Brad White. He was the U.S. history teacher, but he was also the baseball coach. Spending a lot of time with him in the classroom and, definitely out on the field. He taught me how to play the game, approach the game in the right way, and play hard. Our practices were tough, and he was always, honest. And at the time, we was wondering, why is he honest all the time? Like, come on, he could chill out a little bit. But now that I get older, looking back, it was, for a good cause, and it was for a reason to, keep us pushing and keep us working hard, get that good work ethic.
Yeah, I'd say Brad White as well. Outside of baseball, I'd say our librarian. She was always there, Miss Holiday. She was kind of making sure that we had everything, there for the day. If we needed anything, she was there for us or whatnot. As well as our aunt. She was a teacher. My mom's sister, Miss Pendergraft. She taught at the high school, so she actually helped us a lot those 4 years as well too.
Could you go by and get $1 for a Coke?
She might have it free in the back, honestly.
Yeah. Snuck in the back room. She had a stock full of the fridge. You just go in there.
I mean, it does help if you got family there, so you better take advantage of it. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Jordan, I know you're 25, Justus, you're 24. If you could give your 15-year-old high school self advice for those next 4 years of high school, what would you tell yourself?
I tell myself that don't listen to people trying to pull you down, because there's a lot of people out there that's going to wish for you to fail. I just tell myself, don't listen to those negative people, and, find a goal and set goals with whatever you're doing, as far as it can be in the classroom, on the field, or I feel like just set those goals and try and attain those goals, and, keep your head down and stay humble.
Schoolwork is big. With me going to Vanderbilt, it was very important to just kind of get schoolwork done first before of everything else. I know it seems like that's preached a lot and stuff, but it really did bring me to the next level, being able to have conversations and stuff and learn and use that into the society than just, kind of going through high school, because it does go by fast. And if you set goals and meet those goals along the way, then you'll start to see you achieve more in life and you'll go places.
With those goals for both of you, I've heard some people, they really need to write them down to make them concrete. Did you both do that, or are they just always in your head?
Absolutely, wrote them down. I think if you don't write anything down, you're not ever going to remember it. I think writing down, having a journal, jotting down things throughout the day is huge. You can reflect on good days and bad days, and also your feelings as well. And it's going to help you propel you forward for what's to come. When you can look back and have say, hey, I set this goal here, and once you achieved it, that you mark that off and work towards the next one. You can kind of see the progress instead of just kind of looking back, a couple years from now, and it keeps you going.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I mean, same thing. Jotting those goals down, having something to strive for. And like you said, if you kind of just try and think of a goal, you can get to living day by day, and then, slowly it'll just gradually kind of drift away of, what kind of goal you were kind of achieving, or you'll start to maybe change the goal if you're not starting to see, improvements or what you want to see early on. You can kind of change the direction of it, but, if you jot it down, it's legit, it's there. And, that can be the main focus that you're striving for.
Now, at this moment, for a lot of people in the country, everyone's trying to figure out different paths to take. All the seniors this year are trying to figure out really what in the world am I about to do. So I know, Jordan, you were drafted in 2013 by the Red Sox, chose to go to the Vanderbilt. Then you were drafted by the Dodgers. Justus, you committed to Vanderbilt, but then you were drafted by Cleveland and signed to play professional ball, which is, I think it's important for students to know those are two different paths, and they're both fine and they're both good. How did those paths and the decisions you make shape you the way you are now?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, you got to look at the two paths that, could have been taken. which were both positive paths. You know, they were win-win situations either way. So that's the way I looked at it. And, you know, coming out of high school, going straight into pro ball, it happens. You have to grow up quick. That's one of the main things. And, you know, it goes from, you know, doing schoolwork to, oh, now all of a sudden I'm paying, you know, the bills for this apartment. I'm having to, you know, do my laundry. I'm having to do all this, make sure I'm, you know, have money to eat and things like that. But it's one of those things where you just gotta grow up quick. And, you know, the path I chose, I wouldn't have been able to do it without the people around me. First and foremost, my parents. You know, I definitely would have struggled if it wasn't for them. You know, going off to Arizona, you know, from Tennessee straight to Arizona in a matter of a couple of days after signing that contract, and, you know, not knowing anybody or what you're getting yourself into. You know, having those people to fall back on, have your back, for back home, have that comfort zone. That's one of the main things. And then my teammates, having those close friends, close knitted friends that supported me and helped me get through. And a lot of them were older, so they were kind of like a big brother figure to me. So it was more so of them filling the shoes of helping me out down the road of whenever I have questions or things like that, or in a bind. So just having those close friends, picking your friends, picking the right friend group, I think is huge. Mostly just all the support from back home, from the parents, and having those friends to go along with it.
It is two completely different paths, and the path I chose is the more traditional, I guess, like for a student, you know, coming out of high school to go into college, just that kind of environment. That was huge for me. College was a big part of my development and growth, off the field and on the field. It helped me grow up off the field a lot, to be honest. You know, it's the first time in your life your parents aren't going to be there. You're living by yourself. You know, you got new friends and stuff like that. So there's going to be a lot of pressure and a lot of things to do. You know, kind of hinder you from your goals that you're setting daily or jotting down. That's where you got to learn to separate yourself, as what Justus was saying, and kind of pick those friend groups and kind of stick to similar groups who do things like you or who like the same things as you, and kind of stick to those guys and those groups and girls. And that's what helped me. That was one of the biggest things that helped me, is just sticking with my teammates and the ones that I could trust, away from my family back home. Still have family and friends away from home in college that would be around that helped me as well.
Yeah. In both ways, life comes at you pretty fast.
Mm-hmm, yeah,
It
Definitely does. So even thinking of that, I want you to imagine back to the day when you signed your name on that paper to play professional baseball. At that moment, you're sitting there and you sign your name. What is going through your mind?
I know in my situation, it was different because I had Justus. He was the first one to do it. So honestly, his answer would probably be, you know, a lot more intense. But so yeah, I had Justus go through it first, and I kind of already knew a little bit of the ropes, you know, kind of what he's been through. But it was definitely the most exciting, most unbelievable feeling ever, you know, because like it's step one of a goal. Like I said, you know, once you hit those goals, it definitely is exciting, but that's step one of the plan, you know. So we're going to keep going, but it was definitely one of the best feelings ever.
Yeah, it was incredible feeling. That's for sure. It's just everything you worked for. You know, you put all the sweat, tears, all the time and hours into being out on the field. You know, missing out on parties, sacrificing hanging out with your buddies or doing whatever to, you know, put in work for your craft, and you know, to see it finally pay off. And which Jordan said that was the first step, which is crazy. That's not the finishing. You know, that's just the beginning. But you know, to reach that point, to be able to accomplish that goal, you know, it was incredible.
I was wondering, yeah, Jordan, when you saw Justus sign that, did you think, I want to do that?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yep. I was my freshman. I was a freshman in college, and I seen him do that, and I seen the smile on his face, and I knew right then and there that's it. That's what I want to do too.
That's what you're going to do.
Yeah.
You know, I really thought about you too. For every little kid that goes out and plays baseball when they're little, there's a small percent that plays middle school ball, and there's a small percent that plays high school ball. And then there's a really tiny percent that plays professional ball, and that's you two. To me, work ethic plays into that so much. How does work ethic affect you?
One of my main things that I pride myself on is I want to be known for being a strong worker, a hard worker, having a strong work ethic. And I think that's just been molded into me throughout the years, just growing up as a kid. You find something you love, and then you put all your hard work and passion into it. It's gonna take you somewhere, especially if you keep working on it and striving forward with it. But obviously, it comes with the athletic ability. God-given talent. That's the main thing. But that can only take you so far. Then you got to put in the work to kind of be better than those other guys that are out there just as good as you. That live out in California or wherever, and out there putting the work in. So it comes down to who's going to work harder. There's a lot of talented people out there, a lot of people that can play the game of baseball, but at the end of the day, the guy that works the hardest is going to be the happiest when he goes home.
Yeah, work ethic. I think that goes along with just it's one of the most important things that's instilled into the most successful people. You're not gonna get anywhere in this life like if you don't work. Like Justus said, it's something that we were taught and that was kind of molded into us at a young age. Once you learn to, or you kind of find out what you want to do in life, and you develop a work ethic, or then you're gonna go further in life. You're gonna get more things out of it.
Yeah, I've always kind of thought with whatever job, there's always someone who can take my place. That first time when you stepped on the mound in professional ball, were you thinking or not thinking? And were your legs just complete jelly up there?
Yeah, I think I was actually thinking a little bit too much. My first game in pro ball was horrible. I was just so amped up, so ready to get out there. Just didn't really know what to expect. If these guys were as good as what everybody said, or I was as good if I was able to pitch there, but just overthinking, and that's just one of those things where it's just you gotta just let your body just go out there and play. And that's with anything. When you overthink and second guess yourself, you're not gonna get anywhere. But if you've been putting in the work in and been doing it your whole life, your body's just gonna take over, and your athletic ability is gonna take over, or whatever ability that is that you're putting towards your goal. So, but yeah, it was not too good of a first pro debut. But
yeah, my first one it was in Arizona. I went through one inning. It wasn't bad. It went by quick. Got in and out of there quick, and then I was gone to Great Lakes, Michigan after that. So it wasn't too bad. Got in and got out quick. So it was a good one.
My first year of teaching was pretty bad too. So, same. When you think of leaders who you have played with, even going back high school and even up through college and the pros, when you think of those leaders, who is one that automatically comes to mind?
Tim Corbin for me, number one. He's helped me. He's Vanderbilt head coach. He's like a father figure for me, and probably some of the most important years of my development in life, just in general, right there. He helped me so much on the field and off the field. It's unparamount, like how much he did for me. He's obviously a Nashville legend, but he's everything and more than what people speak of him. He really is. He truly is a great coach. One of the greatest coach. Is the greatest coach. And I love him. Love Coach Corbin. He's the one that's helped me get here.
Yeah, I'd probably have to say Aaron Judge. I got to see Aaron Judge in action in 2018 when I got called up, and also in spring training before that and stuff. But really got to see him in action in the clubhouse. He's 25, 26 years old, and he's just now his second year in the big leagues, and he's telling guys like CC Sabathia, Brett Gardner, Matt Holliday, guys like that, Andrew McCutcheon, and he's actually leading these guys in the locker room. He's the one holding the meetings. He's gathering them up before the game, after the game, and you could tell that guys just gravitated to him. he wasn't gonna, just because he was Aaron Judge, he wasn't gonna, shoo you off or anything like that. He actually would sit down, ask how you're doing, what you got, if you had any questions or anything like that. And he was gonna make sure that he got the answer for you. Man, he was the real deal. And that was my first taste in the big leagues. And after witnessing that, it was no surprise that he's one of the best players in the game today, just by the way he carried himself. So,
well, I know in both of your careers, you had to take risks and you had to take chances. I mean, to even get into your profession, and I think it's hard for students to do that. I think it's hard. They have that fear of taking a chance, taking a risk, because it may go wrong. Describe a time when you had to take a risk and it paid off.
that's a hard question. That's a good one. Let's see. Last year, I've always, well, my whole life, I've always thrown a 4-seam fastball, and I've always, that's just what I was taught. And, a few years in the big leagues, it wasn't really getting the job done. It was getting hit a lot. I couldn't control it that good, and I had to figure something out. And last year in spring training, talking to the coaches, they brought me they came up to me about throwing a different pitch, throwing a 2-seamer, which I'd never thrown before, didn't even know how to throw it, anything like that. Just went with it, took the risk of throwing the pitch, because, sometimes if you throw a new pitch, you might lose the other pitch that you had before. I took the risk in throwing it, and it pretty much changed my whole demeanor on the mound, whole way I pitch, pretty much my whole career. Just picking up that one pitch, and when somebody comes to you with some change to help you, but at the time you don't really see it as help. You more so see it as well, at least for me, I didn't really like what they were bringing to me, but I tried it and I took the risk, and it paid off in the end. So just being able to take that little information or help, and get out of your stubborn ways sometimes, and trying new things out, I think is huge. So
Yeah, I think kind of like Mariano Rivera's book, he talked about when he first started to throw that cutter, and it was before a game, I believe, and it just dove like it never seen before. And I can't imagine just am I going to try this in a game? And luck for him and work for him that it certainly paid off.
Right.
Baseball is it's called, a game of failure, batters and pitchers, but I think students struggle with failure as well. As pitchers, Mariano Rivera had said he never looked at it as failure. He looked at it as a learning process. How do you deal when you had a rough outing in just your mental strength?
I think that's the hardest thing is dealing with a rough outing. Because you're so mad, you just put in 4 days of hard work for that 5th day. And then you go out there and you don't do your job. And it's like you let down the team, you let down yourself. You just feel all this negative energy weighing you down. But honestly, those are the kind of the best outings, because usually after that, if you can learn from them, see what you did wrong, make adjustments throughout your work week, and then, put the adjustments into play your next start, more than likely it's going to be a better outing. And if it's not, then you got to figure it out again. It's just one of those things where, those rough outings are those learning curves. Those are those teachers. And you really do learn from them, even if you don't think you do. You could be mad at yourself all week long about, giving up a couple runs and whatnot and not pitching good. But if you go back and watch the video and really fully, you have to literally fully just love the failure, love watching the film, love watching your mistakes, and then going out there and fixing them to where next time you don't make those same mistakes again.
Yeah. Like Justus said, those outings are some of the most tough, during you're out there in the middle of everybody, and you know, you feel like all eyes are on you. Those are some of the toughest outings, but those are some of the most crucial for your building, for your character building. Not only is it going to, like Justus said, help you, you know, take hold of the situation, you know, analyze it, and you know, have a better plan going into next week. That's probably the biggest thing is bringing it back to the middle. It's not letting yourself, when you're doing well, getting too high, and kind of just riding that high. And when you're doing too low, is kind of keeping yourself down here. For me, like one of the biggest things is like finding like a happy medium. Like as soon as the game is over or as soon as an outing is over, I'll like analyze it, take my notes, finalize it, jot it down, and then move on. Because like you can go up here and pitch 3 or 4 games well, but you may have an okay outing, but you've been doing so well, you're riding high up here to where now your okay outing, you start go down. Your okay outing you may think you're out of whack, you know, but real all in all, you've been doing so well, you never brought yourself back to where you actually were. You're just kind of riding on that high or that low. You're not bringing yourself back to the middle and analyzing as well. So that's one of the biggest things for me is just making sure, you know, you're the same guy, same girl, same, you know, human.
I know it's a team game, but I also know it's you on that mound. I mean, it's you. It all starts with you as a pitcher. And, you know, I've really thought about that, of how that intense pressure it can get to someone, but that makes a lot of sense. When you were thinking about being a professional baseball player, did you always want to be a pitcher? Is that what you really saw yourself doing, or something else?
I don't think anybody that's a pitcher wants to be a pitcher, honestly. I mean, I'm just being real. Everyone loves to hit. I mean,
Yeah.
You go to a baseball game, everybody wants to see the home runs. Everybody wants to see the hitters. Yeah, growing up, me and Jordan, we both played positions. I played center, he played short. And, man, I love the outfield. I love the hit. You know, it just so happens that I was able to throw 90 off the mound, and, you know, I was able to pitch. So just kind of had to choose when I got drafted. Yeah, I don't think anybody really starts as a pitcher. There's very few POs that are POs throughout their whole life. So
Those the crazy guys that think, you know what I want to do? I want to be a catcher and get beat up every game. Those have got to be the crazy guys.
No, those dudes get stuck back there.
Last kind of normal question, I'll say, in 5 years, you look back, the year of COVID, this is what I remember.
Well, I just had a beautiful daughter 2 months ago. That's probably what I remember the most. She was born in August 19th of this year. So that's probably what I remember. Baseball, there wasn't too much baseball with me this year with the minor league season being canceled. So that was the highlight of my year.
Definitely will remember little Aria. Can't even believe I'm an uncle still, but you know, it's awesome, man. It's amazing. Going through that 60-game season in the bubble, you know, not really being able to get outside and do much besides go to the field and stretch your apartment. Which there was some positives that COVID brought, I guess you could say, would be, you know, the team chemistry. You're with your team almost all the time. And that was literally all you could hang out with. So being able to bond with those guys and you know, create a relationship with those guys that I'm gonna be with in the future was great. So that was a definite positive. And being in the quarantine, we never really get to be home in the summertime just because obviously baseball, but we got to come home for spring training, and we were back home for like 2.5, 3 months. And in the summertime, since we haven't got to do that since probably middle school, high school, without playing baseball. So that was pretty cool to get to chill with the family and you know, get back home.
So I have a couple of questions. Justus, I want you to answer what you think Jordan would say. And the questions of Jordan, I think what you think Justus would say.
All right.
Well, you guys know each other. Justus, what's the most older brother thing about Jordan?
Oh, man. He's always going to get his way. Let's just say that. He's always going to get his way. I mean, it could come to, you know, a pair of shoes that maybe one of us want to wear that day. He's going to wear them. It's going to come down to that. But, yeah, he's always going to get his way at the end. But I'm okay with that. I've been dealing with it for 24 years now, so I'm used to it.
All right, Jordan, what's the most younger brother thing about Justus?
Most younger brother thing about Justice. Probably gets on my nerve. No. Most younger brother thing. I don't know. I had to probably say just like, I don't know. I really can't think of that.
What is Justice's favorite home cooked meal?
His favorite home cooked meal is mom's enchiladas or grandma's chicken and dumplings, probably.
Nice.
All right, Justice, what's Jordan's favorite home cooked meal?
Lasagna. He loves lasagna. I'm trying to think what else Sandy might cook. I don't know. Our grandma can straight throw down. So like everything she cooks is unreal. So I'm just gonna have to say my grandma Sandy's cooking just in general.
Yeah, hands down.
Yeah.
Nice.
You can't beat that.
All right, Justice, what is Jordan's favorite movie?
Hardball.
Ooh. All right, Jordan, what is Justice's favorite movie?
Justice's favorite movie? Which one? Probably Space Jam.
That's a good one. Yeah. Yeah,
That's probably up there on his list.
You can't go wrong with Space Jam. No, not Jordan, who is Justice's favorite musical artist?
His favorite artist?
Yeah.
Right now it's probably Rod Wave. This is a rapper named Rod Wave.
Nice.
Rod Wave. We'll go Rod Wave.
Nice. All right, Justice. What about Jordan's?
Jordan probably Kane Brown. Jordan listens to Kane Brown, Drake, Rod Wave. I mean, we listen to kind of the same
Yeah.
thing.
What is Jordan's favorite video game?
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty.
Hands down, yeah.
Is it for both of you? Or Jordan,
I don't play Call of
Justice's?
Duty.
Justice? No, he's more of like a sports games, anything sports, video, baseball, football, basketball, any of that.
Yeah, that's one of the things. I love playing this. I love playing NBA Jam with my boys.
Oh, that's the game, yeah.
Oh, it's just classic. It's on our Xbox, and I just love playing with them. All right, this is one for both of you. We're near the end here. Best thing about being on the road?
Best thing about being on the road? I'd probably have to say just getting to eat all the different type of food. Being from Tennessee, we eat that good, Southern cooked food, which I miss sometimes on the road. Don't get me wrong. But, there are times where we get to go out and, like in Seattle, they have good seafood out there and, some good Chinese food out there. So,
Yeah, my favorite thing about traveling, honestly, the hotel beds. I'm a sucker for hotel beds and like the dark shades that are always in them. Yeah, so I'm a fan of the hotels. So I ain't gonna lie, hotel bed.
he likes to lay up, man.
Jordan, if you weren't a baseball player, you would be
I'd be a Twitch streamer. I'd play video games I would try to play for video games professionally for my career is what I would try to do.
Awesome. What about you, Justice? If you weren't a baseball player, you would be?
I probably want to open up my own facility.
Nice.
Do some coaching. It is baseball related, but I'd want to open up my own facility, own weight room, and train kids, do something like that.
So I know I think that eventually Major League Baseball will go to a full DH for both leagues. I really, really do. But just in case, if you ever had to face each other, you're pitching and your brother comes to the plate, what pitch do you throw to strike him out?
Fastball.
I'm throwing heater down the middle.
He ain't touching it.
Heater down the middle.
Yeah.
Did you ever face each other in a
We
game?
have in the past, like during scrimmages and stuff like that, but
It's been a while.
it's been a minute.
Yeah.
I can't even remember what happened. I think I struck him out and
I don't know. I can't
complained
remember.
about the call or something, and then ended up maybe getting a little single off the end of the bat or something like that. But
Yes. Last question for you both is, what's next?
what's next? get ready for next year. Get ready for 2021. You know, this is the off season, so every day I'm in the gym, staying ready, staying in shape, and putting in that work for 2021 season, which will be February, spring training out in Arizona. So, yep, looking forward to that.
Same as Justice. Looking forward to February. A lot of working out, a lot of throwing, a lot of chill time, downtime in between there too as well. But still gonna, get in the gym and keep our arms, conditioning well, and we'll be ready for 2021.
I know both of your spring trainings are in Arizona, correct?
Yep.
Will you cross paths at some point in the spring training schedule?
Yeah, 100%. We'll play each other, I think, this year. We usually live with each other in spring training, which works out perfect. Our facilities are only 15 minutes apart, so it works out good. But yeah, we'll definitely cross paths. Hopefully, favor will lean towards me.
Nice. Well, guys, this has been an excellent time talking to you. I appreciate your time. I know you're busy. Baseball's an all year long job, and I appreciate your time, and the students of Blackman High School appreciate it as well.
Sir, appreciate you having me, Brian.
Thank you.